If you don't mind, would you share that advice that Mae was given from a mentor that then really impacted your trajectory?
For us, May was the first one to be self-employed. May was the first one to have a mentor. May was the first one to start reading personal development and business development books. May was the first one to have a vision board or a vision list of a list of goals, things like that. I had tripped into the financial planning world, which in really a sales role, working for an insurance broker dealer, so selling insurance, carrying a business card that said financial advisor on it. If you happen to pick up some assets under management by accident, okay, we'll take it. But the primary thing they were measuring you for was how much in insurance were you selling. And I got involved in this network marketing organization, Herbalife, which is still around. It's weight loss,
Yeah.
nutritional supplements, protein shakes, that kind of stuff. I ended up in Kansas City with her at an Herbalife training, and we ended up in the suite with this guy who's two or three layers above her in the organization. This guy's name is Brad Harris, and he's got 30 people there, and Brad's like a former airplane mechanic who's now making, at that time 25 years ago, he was making $500,000 a year selling Herbalife. And he comes up and he just pulls me aside. I'm not on the team. I'm not part of the business. My wife's there. I'm just an add-on. And Brad pulls me aside and just says, "Hey, Wayne, I wanted to share with you that I've got a lot of respect for your wife. I spent some time with her. If she stays with this business, she could go a really long way. She could be really successful. There's no reason she couldn't be where I am. You and I have a shared Christian faith and that kind of thing. And I just wanted to counsel you that in the context of our faith, we're encouraged to not be unequally yoked. And the idea in the context of faith is don't marry someone who has a different faith, because the war for the house is going to start in the church. How do you raise the kids and those kinds of things? And so when you're raised in one faith, that's a repetitive thing that's taught. But Brad said, I'm just concerned that I'm asking your wife to commit to read 50 books a year. And what I can tell you definitively is that 3 years from now, if your wife reads 50 books a year and you don't read any of the same books, you will be unequally yoked with this woman. She's going to be a fundamentally different person because of the books that she's read and because of the person that she's become. We see it in Herbalife all the time. Again, Brad speaking, we see it in Herbalife all the time where one spouse is growing and the other one isn't, and growing in capacity, growing in vision, growing in mission and purpose, and the other one's not growing and not keeping up. And so he said, ultimately, marriages blow apart. And it's not good for the business. So pragmatically, I want to protect the marriages of the people in my downline, because it's good for my business if Mae's business does well. And so I want to challenge you. And he handed me a list of 50 books. He said, I want to challenge you to read the same books that I'm asking your wife to read. And I went out. I was at a point where I was frustrated with the sales environment, the culture I was functioning within. And so I started devouring those books. I read those 50 books faster than Mae did. And she probably reads 20 to 30 books a year today. I still read 50 to 75 books a year today. I'm mostly listening these days, but that started what's now a quarter century long, just gorging on books and gorging on content to be able to continue to improve. But what's happened along the way is that Mae and I are on this journey together. We really are growing together at every step along the way. And I learned a couple of things in that session. First of all, I kept my wife. My marriage is stronger than it's ever been and continues to get stronger. We've been forged in the fires of building multiple businesses. Some have failed and some have made it. Mae's no longer in Herbalife, but the other really important thing was that Brad Harris didn't have to have that conversation. The idea of reaching back and sponsoring someone else. And Brad's one of two or three guys in my world who sponsored me at a point in my journey and poured into me and spoke life into me at a specific point in my journey that I literally wouldn't be here today. And part of the mission and mindset that Mae and I have is to live as stewards of the time that we've been given this side of the earth, or this side of, we would say, glory in the context of our faith, but this side of eternity. But we want to be good stewards, but we want to be good stewards because of the God that we serve, but we also want to be good stewards because other people have poured into us. And we want to be good stewards of that investment. And we want to be able to pour into others in the same way.